Gather around, island lovers. It's Demi and Jasmine with your Fire Pit Chat, your daily dose of all things Love Island. This episode is brought to you by Plant People. Plant People offers solutions for sleep, stress, recovery, cognition, and immunity. And I'll tell you right now, your girls need all of the above. Plant People supplements work because they focus on quality, potency, and absorption. They work with doctors, scientists, and chefs to create delicious products that actually deliver results. Plant People sources from the best farms in the world to invest in quality ingredients for effective remedies. I use the anxiety and stress relief supplements to boost my mood and to help me feel calm and honestly just closer to a normal person. So check them out at www.plantpeople.co/firepitchat and use code FIREPITCHAT for 15% off your entire order. And again, that's www.plantpeople.co/firepitchat. And I really need some of that coming back after a vacation. It's just...
One, were you a little rusty because you haven't done this in a while?
Yeah, like reading words out loud is so much harder than I remember.
It really is.
Wow, that was tough.
I didn't enjoy it particularly.
So hard.
It is.
And like my eyes just are always going on to the next sentence. I'm like, just focus on what's ahead.
Is your thing on dark mode?
No.
Oh, I have it on dark mode, so I'm just like, I feel like it's easier to read on dark mode.
Yeah, that's a good tip.
Anyway, I do take those, like, when I have really bad anxiety, I just pop one in and chills me out.
It does.
Like, after this episode.
Yeah. I need to process my feelings, so I'm glad that we're here tonight so that we can unpack it all, because I just have a lot of thoughts.
Yeah, I'm curious at what your thoughts are.
Yeah, okay, so...
Where should we start?
Let's start from the top.
Okay, Scott and Catherine.
Yeah. Okay. Catherine came back. Catherine acted like Scott had wronged her.
Oh my God.
Where's that coming from?
I don't know. Like, she was so nice and genuine, and the fact that you don't act, you do not care. Just apologize. Like, why does she have no remorse over anything?
Right, and it's not like she left and then she was like, you know what? We had a good thing, but I found a better thing. And I don't want any hard feelings. You do you, I'll do me. But she's like trying to gaslight Scott into thinking he did something wrong.
I'm really, really, really confused at Catherine. And the thing I don't like about Scott is I do hate that he keeps bringing up that, like, fire pit thing. Like,
yeah.
Oh my God, dude, stop overcompensating for this. He's like, I brought people around the fire pit. And that was for you. One, that was not for her.
Right.
She didn't want that.
Right.
You didn't listen, and you did it anyway. And then when Catherine freaking gets up and starts yelling and goes, Whitney, Whitney, I'm like, you didn't have to bring the whole villa in on this combo.
That was weird. What does Whitney have to do with that?
I don't know, but like, Whitney's obviously your closest girl. Like, what is she? There's now like a gif of her where she's just like, like, it's like, Whitney's like, why'd you bring me in on this? Like, she was like dumbfounded.
I mean, she actually didn't answer her. She was just like, calm down.
Yeah, she was. She was like, you need to stay calm, because she did kind of act really crazy for what Scott was speaking the facts.
I just don't think Scott's in the wrong here. And Catherine, it's okay if you went to Casa and you had a different connection and you felt that more. That's literally what Casa's for. But just own it a little bit more, because why does Scott need to prove his feelings when he's standing up there by himself and didn't kiss another girl in Casa outside of a challenge? Never kissed a different girl outside of a challenge. Like, why does Scott need to keep emphasizing how he's not playing Catherine? Because his actions haven't shown that he plays Catherine.
True.
So I just didn't think him yelling about the fire pit thing, like, A, that wasn't for Catherine, and B, you don't even need to go there. Just be like, I was standing up there by myself and you brought someone home. Those are my feelings and those are yours. Like, done. Leave it at that. What are we arguing about?
Well, then I'm like, is there a thing behind Scott? I just can't figure out Scott out. Again, I've been getting reamed these past 5 days over Scott, but I just can't, I don't know where I land with him. I do genuinely think, even, who was I talking to? Allison was one of the guest hosts, and she was like, if he's standing alone, then that means he is playing the game. And I was like, that's so interesting. Like, is he falling short with all these other connections, Or is he just being like, nah, my best play here is to stay with Catherine?
Yeah, like, yes and no, in my opinion, because, okay, you can explore a different connection, and if it's not better, go back to your first one. Everyone on Love Island does that. Like, I don't really think that's Scott's fault. It's a shiesty play, but it's what Love Island's all about. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, look at Zach testing every connection he possibly can, and he went back to Molly, and that's fine.
But I also feel like we saw more connections with Zach. Like, we never even saw any trying. We never even saw anything past the first convo with Scott.
Right, like Scott thought Katie was like super, super pretty, but he never like actually tried to get with Katie. So if he really was just trying to like, what's his plan on just sticking with Catherine? If not, because he could have left and went to Katie and it wouldn't have been that crazy. It's not like him and Catherine were super serious at that point when Katie first came in. So what would be his plan on only staying with Catherine? Like, why not force a connection with anyone else?
Is he playing the game? There's the question.
Because he would think she's a safe bet.
Right. He might know that they like her. Everybody,
okay.
And everybody did like her. Like, everyone's like, oh my God, this fall from grace with Catherine. Like, it really is true. I can't believe, like, Scott looks good in this situation. I do believe his pride was probably hurt and his ego.
Mm-hmm.
And I do the thing that I'm not getting is like Catherine is like not acknowledging anything that her and Scott had. They were so close and she was so giddy. And then she says the exact same thing. She's like, oh, I can't stop smiling, or something, the same line someone pointed out that she said with Scott. And they were like, damn, is Catherine the one that's playing us?
But thank you for saying that, because I was like, at what point is Catherine not playing the game? Because Catherine acted like her and Scott were endgame. You know what I mean? And was it because Scott was a safe bet at the time? And now she went to Casa and Elam's is like, she's into, and I think she actually is into Elam. Like, I actually do see a genuine connection there, which is fine. That's great. But at what point is Catherine not playing the game? Like, I hate to say it, but I mean, seems a little gameplay-y to just so easily jump ship. And
so
then
easily. Like,
and then
that's what Scott wants. It's like, acknowledge what we had. Like, why are you just tossing it away? Like, there was no even ending it. She just, in those conversations, like, ended it, basically. And he never got it was like literally like cold turkey.
Honestly, she like disrespected Scott. She took a big fat dump on Scott. Like,
yeah,
she had that convo with Scott. She really didn't give Scott a chance. She gave him no apology. She didn't give him like, sorry if that hurt, you seeing me walk in with someone else. She didn't like be like, you know, I really liked you, but she didn't even try to sugarcoat it at all, which is fine. You're straight up. That's fine. But then she turns around from that convo with Scott and then makes out with Elam, is like super giddy with him. That's, if a man did that to a girl, if roles were reversed and Scott was doing that to Catherine, we would riot at dawn.
Yeah.
Like, we would never forget that. And I'm just like, a new thing that's happening in Casa is people coming back here, getting in a new relationship, and then like blaming it on their old relationship that now they're in a new one. Like, she's trying to make it Scott's fault that she brought someone else home. It's not. You like Elam better. That's fine. Like, we don't need to make that kick a horse while it's down. I'm not getting that strategy, and I'm not really agreeing with it. And I think if a guy did that to a girl, like, it would be outrageous. No one would let them live through it.
Totally.
And I'm not saying we should riot for Catherine. I'm just not here for her behavior.
Especially the way that Catherine, like, has been treating Scott in these conversations. Like, the fact that Scott is like, okay, I came back to you, I'm calmed down, what happened in Casa? And she was like, I found a connection.
Yeah,
like, so just like,
that's not what he means.
Such a like, why are you being such an asshole? I don't understand this. Like, you're the one, he was left standing alone. Like, I don't understand this.
That's what I'm saying. You're the one in the wrong, and you're acting like Scott did something to you.
It's giving Sammy.
Honestly. And like, I really just have a problem with most Islanders in the villa right now. They're just all weirding me out. I can't figure out anyone's strategy. I don't know who to believe. I don't know what to believe. And as much as I'm sticking up for Scott in this moment, in a way, I actually don't even know if that's what I'm want to do. I don't
Yeah.
really even want to stick up for Scott because I don't believe he's like actually that hurt about Catherine either, to be fair. I do
Yes.
think it's more of an ego thing.
Yes.
And I do think he knew how bad it would look if he left Catherine. So I think that was a huge play on him sticking with Catherine in Casa.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I just feel like I don't agree with anyone's actions right now.
I don't know. I don't know if I feel like that. I'm like just kind of loving it now. Like I'm fucking loving Ty. I'm loving the drama he is bringing. I think it's so funny. But first, let's do a quick little Leah and Montel.
Okay.
Do you think anything sexual happened in bed?
So did we see that scene?
We saw like
Sorry, it was the Diet Coke went down the wrong
I
pipe.
probably didn't even hear it. We saw like in the night scene like
Rustling.
something.
Okay, yeah, I thought I saw that, but I just like didn't know if my mind was playing tricks on
Exactly.
me.
No one knows except for Tink and Montel.
But so when she said it wasn't PG rated, and he was sitting there just kind of mumbling, when Tink said at the fire pit during the recon playing like PG stuff didn't happen in bed, or something happened in bed that wasn't PG rated.
Yeah.
And I wish he just was like, I wish he said in that moment what it was, because the fact that he didn't like outwardly deny it makes me think it was something like.
He was very awkward in that situation. He was mumbling, like fumble fucking his words. He was clearly guilty. I said it from the beginning. One, Ty and whoever led him on or egged him on.
That was like really upsetting to me to watch. The boys be like, just kiss her, just kiss her, just kiss her. Like,
he didn't want to. He was never interested in Tink. And if they didn't egg him on, I get Leah's point, like you're being peer pressured and that's the thing she doesn't like.
Yeah.
But it's a bunch of boys on freaking Lad's holiday.
Right.
And they have a bunch of girls who unfortunately are used and abused.
Yeah.
And Montel said from the beginning, he kissed her and then he was like, I'm still thinking about Leah. But he's having fun.
Right.
He's
and
single at the end of the day.
exactly. They are like the newest couple. I don't think Montel really has to like grovel that much to Leah if he is genuinely upfront with her. Because where you go wrong in these situations is the lying and the downplaying.
Right.
Especially to someone like Leah, who's very forgiving, it seems.
Exactly.
So just be honest with her. Tell her the first time she asks what happened, and you guys will be fine.
Yeah.
But I just like, and I know this is what the show is, but when the Casa Amor girls are there during the recoupling and like when they don't choose them and they act like shocked, I'm like, thanks. You're not shocked.
From his speech, though, like, she was starting to smile. Like, I truly thought he might have picked her.
Honestly, he did say something in his speech that made me think he was going to pick Tinks as well. It was something about, like, getting to know someone the past few days.
Exactly.
Like, he mixed up his words because I was genuinely like, the past few days, oh my God, he's going to pick Tinks. He said something weird like that. But the fact that she was shocked, like, once Leah was already there, like, for Leah's eyes, that was what's annoying.
It was
we had a
giving
really
fucking,
good
what's her
connection.
face?
You guys barely talked.
It was giving the girl who went after Will,
Oh, yeah. And then, like,
Layla.
yeah, it's too much with that. Like, I know you guys want your 5 seconds of fame and it's ending, so you'll literally do anything in that moment, but it's just like, it's so cringe to watch. Like,
It really is.
all the girls standing up there like, oh my God. It was too much.
It really was. And then we have Sammy and Jess. And now I think all the girls are starting to be like, Jess, this enough is enough. How many times is he going to put you in a triangle? How many times? I actually like can't even talk about Sammy. I can't. There's no words. Movie night is going to demolish him.
And I can't wait to see it. I don't get Sammy's play here. Like, he's like acting like he likes Jess when everyone knows you don't like Jess.
I know.
I was thinking about Jess. The fuck you were. You were not thinking about Jess at all. Him just like, Sammy's so slimy. I just like, honestly, I can't with Sammy. He's
Me
just
neither.
like, he's so gross to me. He's just all teeth and nothing else. Like, that's all I see when I look at Sammy, just an open mouth with the teeth.
I know. And he's just like uncomfortable. He was uncomfortable when he was going in for the kisses. I can't believe he like back to back kissed those girls.
That was disgusting.
Oh my God. Because you needed clarity. And like, and Jess is like, you don't need to kiss people to find this out. Like, Jess, what does Sammy have to do?
Yeah, at this point, I just don't think she'll ever get over him as long as she's in the villa. Like, we need to just put her out to pasture and send her home because she ain't gonna get it.
Never. She's not.
But like, we can't even send her a carrier pigeon. Like, she's just like, they just don't see Sammy when we're together. But like, Sammy leads her on. It's Sammy's fault because I went to bed, I was thinking about you. I woke up, I was thinking about you. Kissed 2 girls, I was thinking about you. No, you kissed Gabby and then you were thinking about Amber, and then you kissed Amber and you were thinking about Gabby because you kissed them back to back. You weren't thinking about Jess. You didn't feel guilty. You didn't say anything about feeling guilty. You didn't say anything about missing Jess except for like when it was convenient when Tyrique said he was missing Ella. You know what I mean? I just think it's weird. I think it's weird that he kissed one girl for clarity. What does one kiss give you clarity on? If you guys would, what does that give you? One kiss.
Right.
And then like telling the girls that you kiss them back to back, like they really do use and abuse those Casa girls. And it's like disgusting to watch. It's honestly like really horrible.
It is.
Like they do treat those Casa girls like pieces of meat, honestly.
Exactly.
Just for tests, just for kisses. Like
these girls get feelings. Like, that's why they're so upset. Like, and one, I thought Sammy was picking Gabby. Like, when the hell did we get back to Amber?
That was shocking to me. And Amber, go back to class. She's too young.
No, it's giving me,
upsetting.
it's so cringe. Like, Love Island, you cannot put 19-year-olds on. I'm watching people in high school. It made me uncomfortable, especially Cody. I was emphasizing this on last night's episode. Like, it made me uncomfortable to watch Cody.
Like, they failed one class. They're still high school students. Like, do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like 19 years old. 19 years old. I'm over a decade older than these people. Like, it ain't right, dude. Like, honestly, it's giving, like, it's groomy. It's like grooming them. It's
watching
weird.
kids.
They're too young. They may be like legal,
Adults.
but they're not. Their frontal lobe is not fully formed until they're 21 years old. Like, that they can't, it's not right. Like, we shouldn't be watching them make out with people who are 25 and just playing with them. Like,
you should have to be the legal drinking age, like, everywhere. Like, I know you can be younger over there, but you should be 21. I think 21 is a good number.
Yeah, 21 is the lowest it should be able to go.
Agreed. Like, 23 would be ideal. 23 to 28. But they think 28 is so old. It's like 23 to 27. They're hot enough. They could be getting down to get serious, but 19 to 21, it is what are we doing? It's called Love Island. Go on Too Hot to Handle. Go on one of those go on shows.
Anything else. But like 19 years old, like when I think to myself at 19 years old with a bunch of like adults, these aren't like it's not even like, okay, freshman in college and senior in college.
Exactly.
Because it's just like weird. You're on TV. It's just like producers.
It's senior in high school, senior in college.
Right. Senior in high school, senior in college with adult producers like getting you into conversations, kissing these guys, sleeping in bed with these guys. It's not right. No. It's weird. I'm not here for it.
Yeah, hopefully she leaves soon because it's just making all of us uncomfortable.
Yeah.
She's very pretty, but
gorgeous.
We'll see you in 4 years. Come back to us.
Seriously.
It's like The Boys. Come back in 4 years. Work on yourself. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it before we talk about literally the whole thesis of this episode, which is Ty and Ella.
Yeah. One more thing though, when Molly came in and was just waiting for people to notice her, and like 2 people did.
Still no one acknowledges it.
And then for the rest of the episode, no one talked about Molly being back. I was like dying for that. I was like, yeah, I want this to be a big fat flop for Molly bringing back. I wasn't here for that move. Yeah, like it was, but it would have been good if Molly didn't fumble the ball. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like she could have had something and she didn't. So I was like, yeah, she's just gonna sit there and like make out with Zach and act like.
Yeah, I'm glad she's fading into the background because honestly, we're all over her. And now I'm like loving this Tyrique and Ella. I'm literally here for Ty because like what I posted on the meme, it's like Ty's villain arc. Like,
yes.
I am so ready for it. I do think that what she did at Uzi was fucked up. I feel like she should have just left him if you were gonna like literally like shoot the dog.
It's the worst thing I've ever seen. Uzi is such a nice guy.
So
he's
nice.
So patient. He's really cool. He's He does not deserve this. It's so mean. It's so mean. And Ella was doing this thing where we've all done it. It doesn't make it right. But she's doing this thing where she thinks Tyrique's going to do something. So she's going to do something to like make him jealous so she doesn't look like weak and vulnerable. So she thought Tyrique was going to be flirting and bring someone back. So she said, I'm going to like protect my dignity and I'm going to do the same thing.
I don't know if she did that.
Do you think she was like...
I think she genuinely likes Uzi. And I think she should own that. And I think she should freaking keep giving him a shot. Just because you're back with Ty, like this proves Uzi's point. Did I say his name right?
Uzi?
It sounded so...
The more you say Uzi, it's just...
like Uzi.
Yeah.
Like boozy. His name's like Usman.
Right.
So it's like Uzi.
I mean, I love that
Uzi.
name.
I know, it's sick. Mm-hmm. He's sick. He's hot. He's literally mature. Mm-hmm. He's handling her perfectly. Anyway, we can go back to your point, but I just feel like she genuinely liked him. I feel like the producers literally had an ace in the deck, and they brought him there knowing Ella was the weaker one in the Ty and Ella story.
For sure.
And I genuinely liked them. I feel like they would work on the outside, but I get seeing Ty and Ella back. Uzi, like I said yesterday, Uzi was too easy, too nice. Ella doesn't want that right now. She wants the fucking Ty who's treating her like shit.
But then it's like, if you really do genuinely like Uzi, then you don't like just forget him the second you see Tyrique standing there by himself. Like if you're playing a game, then you're like, damn, I played the wrong hand. Because now things, like she's crying that first night of the recoupling, saying things are over with me and Tyrique. Like, but Ella, if you really wanted things to work with Tyrique, how did you think that was going to go? Like,
I agree.
She's sitting there crying like, it's over, it's over. If you didn't want it to be over, like you really should have never brought Uzi back then. Like that to me was telling me she wanted to protect her peace and bring someone back in case Tyrique moved mad. And the thing is, she thought this would give her the upper hand, but if anything, she's lower than where she was before, begging him,
oh my God,
crying for him. It's like, it's one of the most like pathetic things I've seen on this show. Like it's Tasha and Andrew, but reversed.
Who?
Ella was Andrew. Yeah. Brought someone back and immediately acted like she had no feelings for them. Like totally used and abused Uzi.
I don't think it was as bad as Andrew bringing Coco back.
Because at least like...
That was straight up using her.
Yeah. But at least like she does have genuine, like, take Tyrique out of it. I do think Ella has genuine feelings for Uzi. I just don't think that's necessarily why she brought him back.
Yeah, I guess we'll never know unless she like straight up, which I'm glad Jess was like, you can't do that tonight.
Thank God someone
like,
said
what
it.
the hell? You look like a fucking mug.
And you are, but like, thank God someone said that, because it's like, why not just give Uzi like a semblance of a chance?
I agree.
He was saying, I haven't talked to Ella, she talked to him one time after she brought him back, and it was the next night. So the whole recoupling, the whole day, and then that next night she finally talks to him, and she barely said anything to him. She was kind of just like, oh, I just don't want to make the wrong, say anything I'll regret later. Essentially, like, she doesn't want to pigeonhole herself to one guy, depending on how it's going to work out with Tyrique.
I hated when she said, because Ty's like, it's done. She was like, but when I saw you standing there by yourself, it made me feel reassured. What? That's like sick in the head.
She's not right. Like, she's deeply insecure.
She's just Ty does not want her right now. Well, Ty was hard to get, so she pined over Ty because we all love the guy we can't get. Mm-hmm. Uzi was there, and when she wakes up from this fog that she's in, she will realize that Uzi was there the whole time. Mm-hmm. It's the classic story. But
Uzi will be the one that got away, very much like Lana and Casey. Which Ron and Lana, they broke up.
Literally.
So Lana, like, you could have been with Casey. I bet you if Lana and Casey were together, they'd still be together.
100%. And I get so rattled when all the fucking Rana fans came for our fucking throats. Mm-hmm. Literally, our whole show last season was how much we thought Ron and Lana didn't work.
In the real world.
In the real world. And everyone thought we were just fucking mean, blah, 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 blah. Here we fucking are.
Look what happened.
Oh my God. It was so obvious.
As soon as all their like possible
3
podcasts,
3 months.
press,
Do you know it was 3 months.
Yep.
Which is what I thought how much time was in between season, winter
Exactly.
and summer.
Exactly. So because we thought it was going to start in July. I mean, at the
Literally.
end of July. So this is what happened. They couldn't go on any more podcasts. No one cares about them anymore. Like, they're washed up. So Ron's like, okay, I'm done.
Do you think Ron ended it?
I don't know. That's an interesting point.
Some people were like, Lana was just desperate to be like an influencer in social media. So honestly,
I just
like
don't know
Ron,
if I see that for her.
Lana and Casey were supposed to be together.
Mm-hmm.
What a fantastic day for us. Like, literally. And someone DM'd us and was like, wow, I'm actually like really sad. Like, I really loved him. And I was like, I'm so sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
She's like, like, move along.
No, come on. Like, you can't possibly.
Exactly.
You can't possibly. But back to Tyrique and the
Yeah.
Ella situation.
Do you think Tyrique's going back to her?
Yeah.
I wonder
first
if
I
she
thought
edited
no.
it. I wonder if she deaded it in that tomorrow night's preview because he's fucking around with Katie. Like, I don't think she ended it with Uzi yet.
Yeah, because that is like...
She's like such a girl who does not care if she makes a scene.
No, she's not.
Oh my God.
But she just like reminds me of the girl who can't ever be on her own. So if she was worried Tyrique was going to pie her, so she needed to bring Uzi back. She can't dead it with Uzi though, because she's not 100% sure Tyrique will take her back. Like, because very clearly she wants to be back with Tyrique.
I know.
So
but
why
like,
not just dead it with Uzi right in the moment and be like, you know what? Like, as soon as I saw him standing there, I just realized how strong my feelings were. You're here now, and I hope you find a connection here because you'll have a chance here. You know what I mean? And you know what? It's going to be great for his modeling career. It's going to be great for the outside because he's going to have chicks lining up at the door for him.
what's going to be awkward is when Ty and Ella break up and then Uzi and Ella are in a modeling campaign or whatever it is. Like, it's just the wrong choice, and we're watching her make it just like we watched Lana choose it with Ron. And it's hard to fucking watch when you like know so clear that that's not, and blinded by people that you like. Like, I love Ty. I think he's so funny and he makes great freaking TV.
Right.
But what would be smart is if he didn't, he literally, his whole thing was, I'm not going back on my word. I said I'm not going to go back if I was doing that. And then we get to the end of this episode and he's like, basically says it's not over. So I'm like, what? Okay, dude, you didn't even like hold yourself to your word.
Right.
A day.
And like on your point of making it work on the outside, obviously Tyrique and Ella cannot make it work on the outside, but I do think Ella and Uzi could have. You know, they come from the same world, they do the same thing, they had a connection on the outside, so that's gonna, obviously, you know, it's gonna work on the outside because you connected on the outside, you know. And Tyrique was so vehemently like, I'm done, and then to like start opening that can back up less than 24 hours later, I was like, yeah, the boy's not done.
I know.
I wish he could do that. I wish whoever's in that situation could just like, no, stand up for yourself and don't take them back. Like,
it's like, what did you think, Ella, too? Like, when you brought Uzi back, like, you were just gonna be like hanging out with him while Ty's there, and she's too jealous of Ty. So like the fact that in tomorrow night's preview we were like seeing her get a little like mad and jealous
in tomorrow night's episode,
right? Like, I just think she's too. What did you think that you were gonna do? Watch Ty? I don't know her thinking, and I can't believe she had the balls to actually bring Uzi back. That's where I think that they might have had a connection. Like,
yeah, I mean, I get your point because like she has to have a connection to do that, but like at the same time,
she doesn't have
what did
balls.
she think was gonna, she lacks foresight. Like, what did you actually think was gonna happen when you brought Uzi back? Unless you were like completely 100% going for Uzi. Like, you really think Tyrique would be cool with that?
I know.
And like, she really just, you just wanted to get to know both boys. Neither of them are gonna care that you're getting to know the other. Like, both are just gonna sit around and wait while you get to know both of them, and just like, she honestly, in my heart of hearts, I think she wanted to make Tyrique either jealous, or I think 100% in her mind, Tyrique was not sticking with her. And so to save her dignity, which is why you should never do this, and you should always just go with your heart, because it always backfires whenever you're not true to yourself.
True.
And I think she genuinely thought, Tyrique's going to pie me off, so I'm going to do this to get back at him. I think she did it for that.
I also think she was into the whole, this is meant to be. Who would have thought that somebody from my hometown who we're about to start something with is here? And like, I truly actually believe this is the storyline. Like, I believe this is what should have happened. I believe that Uzi was here to help her realize that you are more sad than you are happy.
100%.
And I'm into you. I came in here just for you. I don't think he's, like, if Ella turns him down, I don't think he's gonna just carry on. Like, he genuinely likes Ella.
Yeah, I do think he does.
So I think his Love Island journey literally ends, which is, I wish it was like an OV story. Like, that's how I see him. But the fairy tale of if she could have let Ty go and this hometown guy came and he's stable and that's the guy you're going to get in a relationship with, and he will be loyal and he will be the best partner. Ty is going to dump you so effing fast. It's not hard. Even funny.
Yeah.
Hard.
It's going to be like cheats on you with multiple girls type of a thing.
Exactly.
Where
girls in her DMs.
Right. Like, Uzi literally went on that show for you. He obviously knew she was there.
Yeah.
He's been watching it.
Yeah.
And he's into you. He didn't like try to make a play at any of the other girls in Casa even try.
I know.
It's just like, Uzi's the one she should be with. And she's going to play herself out of that. And she's going to end up with no one. Like, I just don't like this move for Ella. I really wish she didn't do it. Like, it was all for ego.
None of it. She just didn't bring him back?
Yes.
Do you? Or I wish she brought him back and stuck with her decision and owned it and didn't care that Ty was acting like a little baby.
Yeah, actually, that's my first choice.
Right.
Yeah, that's my first choice, is like,
because then
you brought
like
Uzi back.
Uzi screen time.
But then, like, this is something else that bothers me that, like, they're starting to say about Casa is like, well, I just wanted to explore this connection, but also explore your connection. So, like, Catherine said that at first to Scott, then that didn't go well. Sammy said that to Jess, and then Ella said it to Ty. No, you didn't bring someone back from Love Island, from Casa, to get to know two connections. Like,
but don't you think it's...
You bring someone back from Casa because you like that connection better. That's why you didn't stick.
But do you think it's because they have such limited time, like India brought Deji back? Because it's like, I feel like they had not a lot of time, so you technically bring them back from Casa to keep exploring. Like kind of what Tasha did with Billy. She was into him in Casa, she brought him back, and they kind of fizzled out.
Yeah. Maybe, like, I want Casa to be, like, a full week.
Well, one, it should have been longer.
3 days was not
What the hell? I thought recoupling would probably have been either tonight or tomorrow. I think we could have gotten a lot. They can't get to know each other that fast. Like,
right. Because then
days.
It does turn out to something like you said, like, okay, let's just bring them back and see which one I like
where
better. But, like, that's just, like, not gonna work, you know? Because I don't like that. And they're comparing it to, like, a bombshell, but it's not a bombshell. It's Casa. Like, it's different than bombshells, you know? They were like, but you got to know a bombshell and you weren't into that. But it's like, a bombshell is like, you have conversations in, like, group settings with the person you like there. I don't know. I'm just not feeling... First of all, I think they should have waited until the end of this week to do Casa. And then I think they should have let Casa be a full week.
Yeah.
And then let the rest of the weeks, like, fall where they may.
Yeah.
I think we can, like, improve Casa a little bit.
But now we have 4 single islanders. So we have... And big, like, stars. Like, Katie, Ty... Scott and Jess are all single. That means I think some bombshells are about to come in.
Yeah, they got to. Or like a lot of people are going home,
but also like I would love a bombshell. Then I just like love Uzi, and Zach said it best. What a specimen to look at.
Seriously, he is stunning.
He's so hot.
He's so hot. I really like his vibe.
He's Ovi.
He really is.
He is. So he needs his India. Whether they make it or not, which could have been Ella.
And like Ovi would have like mellowed Ella out, I feel like. And I don't think like Ovi would do things to make Ella jealous. Like I think that's like a healthier relationship.
You see, you mean?
Oh my God. Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's
Sorry.
exactly like the fact that he's like, you don't need to explain it to me. Like, he is treating you the right way, and you're like, you just love to be treated like shit.
Yeah.
And I guess is that insecure?
I think it is.
It's like, why?
I don't know what it is with her. I just like wish she made the right choice. But that would have been the right choice. Either you like Uzi that much, you're going to stick with it, or you like Tyrique that much that you're not going to bring Uzi back. Like, she's just trying to protect her image too much, protect her ego too much. You know what I mean? She's too scared of being vulnerable. And that's just not going to play out well for her in the long run.
I don't know. It's all so confusing, like you said.
It's so confusing. And Tyrique's like playing with her a little bit too.
Oh, yeah.
So he's like, give me a hug. And then she said, when she was like upset in the bathroom, and she's like, I miss you.
That was
and
a
he
cute
was like,
moment.
yeah, that was cute. I liked that. But then he was
Yeah.
like, you made your choice. Like, stay with it. But then if you're going to say that, Tyrique, like, stay with your choice.
Agreed.
You know? And then being like, dead it with him tomorrow or we're done. It's
Agreed.
like, okay. And then does she dead it with him and he just still like is playing around, or she does not dead it
She's
with
in
him?
the worst position she could ever be with Ty.
Honestly, Ella played herself.
Yeah. Ella played herself.
Yeah. And I hope she just learns from this. It's a life lesson at the end of the day. Stay true to yourself.
Hard lesson.
And be vulnerable. But like, man, she's really going through it. Yeah. I do think she regrets bringing Uzi in.
Then again, Ella's Love Island would have been so pathetic. She literally spent her entire Love Island journey pining over Ty.
Yeah.
Finally got Ty to be closed off, and now you just put yourself back in the position of pining over Ty.
But then Katie was like, you guys keep saying closed off. Like, what is closed off? And like, that's a good point too. Like, if you're closed off, like, are you exclusive? If you're not exclusive, then what does closed off even mean?
To Ty, it meant a lot, clearly. He didn't do anything in Casa.
True.
Except literally burn to the ground other people's relationships.
Literally. He was like, I can't kiss them, so you all have to.
Exactly.
That's actually a good point that you said that to Tyrique. It meant more because Tyrique's never had a girlfriend. So obviously he's petrified of commitment and he doesn't know how to really say, I want us to be exclusive. But closed off does mean you're not open to other connections. Like, no, in fact, it's literally in the name. You're closed off to connections. So, like, Ella from the first day should have been like, Uzi, I'm so glad you're here, but I just was closed off with Ty. I'll bring you back as a friendship thing for your modeling career. Like, I don't know. Something like that I could have been cool with. But, like...
No, she was completely in the wrong. Like,
yeah.
At the end of the day, like, Ty was like, I did get to know them when we were open. Like,
right.
All you wanted from me was to be closed off, and I honored that. I was loyal to you, and this is what you fucking did.
Yeah, I just like, I'm not here for it. I'm not here for them to get back together. I don't think.
Me either.
I'd rather them just do their own thing. And I don't want either of them to go home. Like, I like both of them.
Exactly.
I love to watch the carnage.
No, I'm here for like all of it. It's getting so messy. It's so good. And but this movie night. I think it's gonna be a real big one for Sammy. I think they're gearing that up for that.
Yeah. What do you think Montel's movie night is gonna be? Do you think they're gonna show the boys egging him on?
Yeah, I hope so.
I hope they do.
Well, it was such a big part of their combo.
It's a huge context clue into why. I think what I hope his movie scene is the boys egging him on and then him in bed.
I think the boys egging him on, kiss on the terrace, them in bed.
Yeah.
It'll be like a 3 flash.
Because the boys egged you on to kiss her on the terrace, but they didn't egg you on for some funny play under the covers.
Exactly.
I'm dying to... And he said, she touched me.
I know.
Where?
A question I've been asking
Did she
myself.
scratch your back? Or did she, like, tickle your pickle?
No, I know. I don't know.
It's a huge difference.
Huge.
Touched you where? Touched your heart? Like, oh, that touched me. Or like, Handy J.
I don't know. That'd be wild.
I can't imagine it was that, though. Because I feel like the boys would talk.
A little rub-a-dub-dub over the
little dry. Yeah, a little dry, Handy J.
Why would you even say touch me then?
Exactly.
I think that.
Yeah.
Saucy.
Maybe you know what it was like? It was like a over the
Like they were all just
pants
like, it
rub.
was like an intense makeout sesh.
Right. Because, or else you just be like, we just made out.
Right.
Something weird happened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
PG-13. What
Or
she was
I'd be
saying.
like, oh, we made out, and she was like scratching my
like
back.
you probably got a uni.
And that's not PG, you know?
It's 13 for
Right.
sure. Just have Amber close her ears.
Yeah.
Okay, this was a long episode for us. But thank you guys all for listening to Fire Pit Chat, your daily dose of all things Love Island. I'm your host, Demi. And this is Jasmine. Back together.
Yay.
We appreciate you listening. If you're watching on YouTube, feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We're also available as a podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to leave us a 5-star review and share with your fellow island lover. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.